Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the United States state quarters, and more specifically, one remarkable coin that's turning heads and emptying wallets, the 1999 Connecticut state quarter. Now, at first glance, this coin may not look like much. It's one of the 50 state quarters released by the U.S. Mint to celebrate each state's unique identity. The Connecticut quarter was actually the fifth release in this legendary series, and it hit circulation in the final stretch of the 20th century. But what lies beneath its silver-colored surface is a story of rarity, history, errors, and yes, serious value. Let's start with the design, because it's more than just beautiful. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a stunning engraving of the charter oak tree, a powerful symbol of American resilience. According to legend, the original charter oak in Hartford, Connecticut hid Connecticut's royal charter to protect it from being revoked by the British in the 1600s. It's a tree that literally helped protect freedom, and it's forever commemorated on this coin. The front, as always, features the familiar profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which has graced quarters since 1932. But don't let familiarity fool you, because not all Washington quarters are created equal. Now let's talk rarity. The 1999 Connecticut state quarter was mass-produced, yes, but some rare versions of it have completely defied expectations. While over 1 billion were minted across Philadelphia and Denver, only a tiny fraction contain the kinds of errors and minting quirks that transform an everyday coin into a jackpot for collectors. So, what kind of errors should you be looking out for? One of the most prized among collectors is the double die error. This happens when the coin's design is stamped more than once, but not quite in the same place. The result? A ghostly doubling of text or images, which gives the coin a striking and unusual look. On the Connecticut quarter, you might find doubling on the words Connecticut, the charter oak, or even on George Washington's features. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design is visibly misaligned, leaving part of the coin blank. This kind of minting error doesn't just make the coin look unusual, it makes it extremely rare. Another collector's favorite is the clad layer missing error, where part of the coin is missing its outer nickel coating, revealing the pure copper layer underneath. These errors usually slip past quality control at the mint, making them highly sought after. What's even more exciting? Some quarters have been discovered on experimental planchets, that is, blanks that weren't even meant for quarters at all. These extremely rare coins were accidentally struck on different metals like bronze or silver. Now that's the kind of mistake collectors love. But even without errors, finding a 1999 Connecticut quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition is becoming harder and harder. Many have been worn down through years of use. Coins that have been professionally graded and sealed in protective holders can fetch a significantly higher price. For example, a quarter graded MS-68 or higher, meaning it's virtually perfect, can command jaw-dropping attention at auctions. The thrill for collectors comes in the hunt, finding that one coin that stands out from the millions. And believe it or not, some lucky individuals already have. In fact, one very rare version of the 1999 Connecticut quarter, featuring a significant double die error and preserved in flawless condition, was valued at a staggering $81,000. That's right. A simple quarter, worth 25 cents to most, has sold for the equivalent of a luxury car or a house down payment. So, check your pockets. Dig through your old coin jars. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. The Connecticut quarter may be one of the most iconic coins in the state quarter series, but for the lucky few who find the rarest versions, it's also one of the most valuable. Top 2, we're about to unlock the fascinating story of a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket or your old change jar, one that could transform a simple quarter into something truly extraordinary. That's right. We're talking about the United States 2000 Virginia state quarter. And if you've got one, you might want to hold onto it tightly, because certain rare versions of this coin have sold for a small fortune. Now let's rewind a bit and set the scene. The year 2000, the start of a new millennium. Y2K panic had passed, flip phones ruled the day, and the U.S. Mint was rolling out one of the most ambitious and beloved coin series in American history, the 50 State Quarters program. Each quarter honored a different state, showcasing a piece of its heritage, identity, and pride. And in the year 2000, one of those coins celebrated none other than Virginia, the birthplace of American democracy. Now, let's take a closer look at this coin's incredible design. The reverse side features the three ships that brought English settlers to the New World in 1607, the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery. These ships are more than just historical vessels. They represent the founding of Jamestown, the very first permanent English settlement in America. This quarter is not just currency, it's a tribute to the roots of a nation. But what sets this quarter apart from the billions of others? Why are collectors desperately searching for it? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and minting errors, the holy trinity of numismatics. Let's start with condition. Like most coins in circulation, the vast majority of Virginia quarters have seen better days. They've been passed from hand to hand, dropped in parking lots, and spun in vending machines. But a very small number have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, no scratches, no wear, just a flawless surface gleaming under the light. These coins are rare, and they're worth much more than face value. Now let's talk about the real gems, the error coins. These are the coins that slip through the cracks at the mint. Coins with mistakes. And in the world of collecting, a minting mistake can mean serious money. One of the most sought-after errors on the 2000 Virginia quarter is the double die. This happens when the coin's image is struck more than once, creating a stunning doubling effect on the lettering, the ships, or the date. These errors are visible with the naked eye and can be absolutely mesmerizing to look at. Then there's the off-center strike, where the coin's design is shifted noticeably to one side, leaving part of the coin blank and unprinted. The more off-center the strike, and the more legible the design, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another rare phenomenon? Clad layer errors. These quarters are supposed to be made from a copper core with a nickel coating. But sometimes, the top layer is missing or partially peeled off, revealing a bright copper glow. That unusual appearance makes collectors sit up and take notice. There are even rumors and reports of Virginia quarters accidentally struck on experimental planchets. Metal blanks intended for other coins or special test strikes never meant to be released. These coins are like unicorns in the collecting world. Rare, mysterious, and wildly valuable. And here's where things get really exciting. If your 2000 Virginia quarter has one of these rare mint errors, and especially if it's in near-perfect uncirculated condition, then you could be holding onto something truly special. In fact, one exceptional example of the Virginia State quarter, featuring a major mint error and graded at the highest condition level, has been valued at an astonishing $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. $78,000 for a single quarter. The next time you're counting your change or cleaning out an old drawer, don't overlook those state quarters. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. The 2000 Virginia State quarter is more than just a piece of spare change. It's a piece of history, and for some, it's also a life-changing discovery. Top 3, we're diving deep into the story of a coin that many people overlook. But in the world of rare and valuable collectibles, it's a hidden treasure. I'm talking about none other than the 2002 Mississippi State quarter. A simple 25-cent coin that could be worth far more than its face value. So grab your coin jars, check your wallets, and get ready, because the secrets of this quarter might just surprise you. Released as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, the Mississippi quarter was the fifth and final coin issued in the year 2002. Like every coin in the series, it was designed to celebrate something special about the state it represents, and Mississippi chose a true symbol of beauty and pride, the magnolia flower. Now let's take a moment to admire the design. The reverse side of the coin features two stunning magnolia blossoms, one in full bloom and the other just opening, a beautiful tribute to the official state flower of Mississippi. It's an elegant and timeless design that captures the state's natural charm and grace. Above the flowers are the words, "The Magnolia State," a nickname that's been used to honor Mississippi's rich heritage and lush, blooming landscapes. But while this coin may seem ordinary to the untrained eye, it has become a serious point of interest for collectors. Why? Because buried among the millions of coins produced, a few rare versions of the 2002 Mississippi quarter have surfaced, and they've been causing quite a stir in the numismatic community. First, let's talk about mintage numbers. Over 500 million Mississippi quarters were struck between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. So yes, there are a lot out there. But as any experienced collector knows, it's not always about how many were made. It's about how many survived with unusual characteristics or in perfect, untouched condition. Enter the world of mint errors, the small mistakes made during the production process that accidentally turn ordinary coins into extraordinary finds. One of the most sought-after types of errors on the Mississippi quarter is the double die. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the same die, slightly off position, creating a doubled image. On this coin, collectors have found doubling on the words Mississippi, the Magnolia State, and even the fine details of the flowers themselves. These doubled elements can be dramatic or subtle, but either way, they raise the value of the coin significantly. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin's design isn't aligned correctly during the minting process. These are visually striking errors that instantly catch a collector's eye. A coin that's off-center by 5% might be interesting, but one that's off-center by 15% or more. Now you're talking about a rare and valuable mistake. Another rare anomaly found in some 2002 Mississippi quarters is a clad layer error, where part of the nickel coating is missing, exposing the copper core underneath. This creates a two-toned appearance that makes these coins highly collectible. And don't forget about die cracks and cuts, tiny flaws in the die that appear as raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. While small, these flaws are unique to each die and make every coin with one just a little bit different from the rest. Perfect for collectors who chase the rare and unusual, but condition matters too. Coins that were pulled from circulation early, or better yet, never circulated at all, are especially valuable. These are the uncirculated or mint state coins, often graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A coin graded at MS67 or MS68 is not just beautiful, it's rare. The number of coins in that condition is tiny compared to the total minted. Now, here's the part that gets really exciting. Among all the Mississippi quarters produced, a handful have been discovered that combine multiple rare features, a high grade, pristine condition, and a significant mint error. These coins have become the holy grail for state quarter collectors. And when they go to auction, the results can be jaw-dropping. So, if you're holding a 2002 Mississippi state quarter with a noticeable error, and it looks like it just came out of the mint yesterday, don't spend it just yet. Because one rare example of the Mississippi quarter, featuring a remarkable minting error and certified in near-perfect condition, was valued at a breathtaking $75,000. That's right. A single quarter worth $75,000. Let that sink in. It's the kind of discovery that transforms an everyday object into a once-in-a-lifetime find. So go ahead, take a second look at your quarters. The next time you hold a piece of spare change, you could be holding something priceless. Top 4, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter, one of the newest coins to spark serious interest among collectors, and one that might just surprise you with its value. Now, let's talk about where this quarter comes from. The Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve is located on the island of St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This beautiful area is not only rich in natural wonders, like mangrove forests and coral reefs, but it's also a site of deep cultural history. It's one of the few places where archaeological remains from the indigenous Taino people have been discovered, preserving thousands of years of Caribbean heritage. That powerful blend of natural beauty and historical significance is exactly what inspired the U.S. Mint's design for the Salt River Bay Quarter. Released in 2020 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, let's take a close look at this coin. The reverse side features a stunning image of a red mangrove tree with its sprawling roots and arching branches reaching both skyward and into the water. The design isn't just eye-catching, it's symbolic. Mangroves are essential to the health of coastal ecosystems, and the image captures a moment of growth, strength, and balance with nature. It's a bold and meaningful design, one of the most visually unique in the entire series. But what makes this coin go from beautiful to valuable? Well, like any collector's dream, it comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and those fascinating minting errors that make some coins one in a million. Although the Salt River Bay quarters were produced in high numbers, especially from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, only a small number were struck in perfect condition, and even fewer left the mint with unexpected flaws. And this is where things start to get interesting. Let's begin with condition. Coins that are freshly minted and never entered circulation are known as uncirculated or mint state coins. These are the coins that look flawless to the naked eye: sharp edges, no scratches, perfect luster. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are extremely rare in any series. For the Salt River Bay Quarter, high-grade examples are already being snapped up by collectors who know these coins are only going to get harder to find over time. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part: errors. These are the mistakes that happen during the minting process. You might think an error makes a coin worthless, but in the world of numismatics, the opposite is true. The rarer and more dramatic the error, the more collectors are willing to pay for it. One of the most notable errors found on the 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter is the struck-through grease error, where parts of the coin's design, like the lettering or the tree, appear faint or missing because of debris on the die. These can be subtle or quite dramatic, and collectors love hunting them down. Another highly collectible error is the off-center strike. Imagine the beautiful mangrove design being pushed off to one side, leaving part of the coin blank. If it's off-center enough to be clearly noticeable but still shows the date and major details, it becomes a standout error and can demand big money at auctions. There are also die cracks, cuds, and even clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is literally missing due to a mistake in the cutting process. These errors give each coin its own personality, its own unique story. And in a sea of ordinary quarters, that kind of individuality is priceless to the right collector. And of course, let's not forget about the W Mint Mark quarters, the ones struck at the West Point Mint. These were never released in rolls or bags from the U.S. Mint. Instead, they were secretly mixed into circulation as a kind of national treasure hunt. If you're lucky enough to find a Salt River Bay quarter with a tiny W on the obverse side, congratulations, you've found a coin that's already rare and potentially extremely valuable. So, whether it's an error coin, a West Point edition, or a mint state gem, there's no doubt the 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter has earned its place in the spotlight among modern collectibles. It's a coin that's still young, still full of surprises, and still waiting to be discovered in places you'd least expect, maybe even in your own change jar. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. One very rare example of the 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter, featuring an extraordinary mint error and preserved in immaculate condition, was recently valued at an astonishing $72,000. Yes, you heard that right. $72,000 for a quarter minted just a few years ago. So don't underestimate the power of the pocket change you carry every day. You never know when a small, shiny piece of metal might turn out to be a life-changing discovery. Top 5, we're going to uncover the hidden potential of a coin that many people might overlook. It's sleek, shiny, historical, and if you're lucky enough to have the right one, it could be worth a small fortune. Yes, we're talking about the 2015 Saratoga quarter from the United States Mint. On the surface, it's a standard 25-cent piece. But under the right conditions, this coin can be worth much more than 25 cents. In fact, you'll want to stay tuned until the very end, because one of these little beauties was valued at a truly jaw-dropping amount. So what makes the 2015 Saratoga quarter so special? Let's start with a bit of background. This coin was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that ran from 2010 through 2021. Each coin in the series features a national park or historic site from one of the states or U.S. territories. The Saratoga quarter represents New York, and it celebrates a pivotal moment in American history: the surrender of the British Army to the American forces at the Battle of Saratoga in 1777 during the Revolutionary War. Now, this wasn't just any battle. It was a major turning point. It marked the first time a British army had surrendered, and it played a huge role in convincing France to join the war on the side of the American colonies. So when you hold the Saratoga quarter in your hand, you're holding a symbol of a key victory that helped shape the nation. Take a closer look at the design. On the reverse side, you'll see a powerful image, a British sword being handed over to an American officer. It's a symbol of surrender, strength, and transformation. And this elegant, meaningful design is what sets the Saratoga quarter apart, both artistically and historically. But here's where things get even more interesting, because not all Saratoga quarters are created equal. Sure, millions of them were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But a select few stand out for reasons that make collectors' hearts race. These are the coins with errors, unique features, and perfect conditions. The magic trifecta that can take a common coin and launch it into the stratosphere of value. Let's break it down. First, mint errors. These are accidental flaws made during the production process at the U.S. Mint. They can range from small imperfections to full-blown anomalies that make the coin one of a kind. One example found in some 2015 Saratoga quarters is the die clash error, where the design from one side of the coin is faintly visible on the opposite side due to a clash between the dies with no planchet in between. It creates a ghost-like effect, and collectors absolutely love these. Then you have double die errors, where part of the design, such as the date or lettering, appears doubled. Even subtle doubling can dramatically increase a coin's value, especially if it's clear and confirmed by a grading service. There are also off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned, resulting in a coin that's partially blank on one side. These coins are visually striking and rare, perfect for someone who wants something truly unique in their collection. And let's not forget the clip planchet error. This occurs when the blank metal disc that becomes a coin is improperly cut, leaving a small crescent missing from the edge. These coins are rare, quirky, and in high demand among specialists. But beyond errors, what really drives up value is condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved, never used in circulation, and stored in protective holders can achieve mint state grades, especially MS66 and above. These coins retain every sharp detail, every sparkle, every edge of perfection. For the 2015 Saratoga quarter, high-grade examples are already being sought after, and as time passes, those in pristine condition will only become rarer and more valuable. Now here's the cherry on top. Some Saratoga quarters were minted at West Point and bear the rare W mint mark. These weren't sold directly to collectors. They were mixed into circulation across the country to create excitement and awareness about coin collecting. A Saratoga quarter with a W mint mark and a high grade or error could become the crown jewel of any collection. So before you spend that quarter in your pocket, take a good, hard look. Is the strike off center? Do you notice any doubling on the lettering? Is it in flawless condition? Does it have a mint mark that sets it apart? Because now comes the part you've been waiting for. One incredibly rare 2015 Saratoga quarter, featuring a dramatic minting error and graded in near-perfect mint state condition, was valued at an astounding $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. $70,000 for a coin most people would never give a second glance. This is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a treasure hunt, a mystery, a piece of history in your hand. And the next rare find might be hiding in your spare change. So check your jars, inspect your rolls, and keep your eyes open. You never know when a 25-cent coin could turn into a life-changing discovery. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2015 Saratoga quarter, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell icon so you're the first to know when we reveal the next rare coin that could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.